What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified series unboxing and review. We're staying with the underwater theme today. I just got in my Cobra eel. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I got in the Cobra eel, and sorry for the very brief intro, but Cobra eel is just not one of those figures as when I was younger, much like Torpedo, I didn't care for. Cobra Eel version 2 was always the one I really liked. And lo and behold, Amazon delivered 2 Cobra Eels yesterday, and I don't even know why I ordered 2, because I'm not a huge fan of the Cobra Eel, and I know so many people are. So drop me a comment right now and tell me why you guys love the Cobra Eel. Was it because it was one of your first original figures? Is it because you had adventures with him swimming in your bathtub or your pool or down a stream? Who knows? But I'd really like to hear, because for some reason when people say Cobra Eel, I am just not that impressed with that figure, because there's so many better Cobras in my opinion. But I'm hoping, much like with the Torpedo classified figure, I'm hoping that this review of the Cobra Eel will change my mind, and I'll have a new appreciation for Cobra Eel, the original. So, with that being said, go ahead and hit the like button real quick, because if you're new to the channel, here's what we do. We review the package, we talk about it, we get it out of the package, we have some fun, we play around with it, we accessorize, we compare it to other things, I give you my final thoughts, and then I ask you what you think. So, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because we do have that live stream coming this Sunday. It's going to be this Sunday. I believe I'm going to run it at around 3 o'clock Mountain Time. So, if you like free things, come join the channel whenever that goes live. I'll send a reminder out to all my subscribers through a short here probably tomorrow. But Sunday, 3 o'clock Mountain Time, because we're going to be giving away Masters of the Universe, WWE Mattel figures, Star Wars, G.I. Joe Classified. All you have to do is be a subscriber or just show up, because we're going to be giving away all sorts of stuff. And we're at 700 subscribers. Originally it was going to be for 500 subscribers, but since we've got 200 more, I'm going to do 7 giveaways at least. But that being said, you guys came here to see the Cobra Eel review, so let's hop on over and check out that packaging. Okay, here we have it, the Cobra Eel G.I. Joe Classified series in that plastic-free packaging, which is going away, so it doesn't bother me too much, because I'm a loose collector, but I can understand if you're a mint and box collector, you really want to, you want to be able to see the figures inside of it. But that being said, we do have the beautiful artwork over here on the right side, followed by the digital render with the background, which is, funny enough, this is actually the mirror of the Torpedo background, I believe. Torpedo is standing on a submarine, and you could see the worms from the miniseries, the killer worms, and they've just flipped it, it looks like, which, makes sense. We've got another underwater specialist in the Cobra Eel, so very cool. I like that they did that. And of course, we can see the accessories he comes with right here, which look very similar to Torpedo's, not too surprising. Spin it around into the side, we see that it is number 81 in the series, and they have that QR code down here, as well as the iconography that tells you what his specialties are with the Cobra Eel. Spinning around to the back, we see that the Cobra Eel here stands at 6.2 inches. He does have a cool design on his backpack. Very cool. Looks like an eel wrapping around a skull, maybe. And then down here, he has a sonar wrist gauntlet. And finally, once again, I'll zoom in so you can see it and you can compare on the screen yourself. But there is the iconography saying exactly what the Cobra Eel's speciality is, his role, and whatnot. Okay, so with that being said, finally we go around to the final side of this and we see that beautiful artwork done. I really do enjoy this artwork. Hasbro should really just put some prints out of these things, so I think that'd be really fun. And of course, again, we see he is number 81 in the series. So, taking one final view of the front, that's enough about the packaging. Let's get into it and see what the Cobra Eel is really all about. And here we have it. We have the Cobra Eel out of the package. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, bring him closer to the camera. And just kind of quick thoughts on him. This is very much a lot of reuse of Torpedo, which is not really a overly surprising admission, because it makes sense that they would try to get the most out of that mold. Now, I will say, I am noticing a few differences. I believe, for one thing, Yeah, I think it's mostly the same, but there is some differences. We'll do a compare and contrast with Torpedo here at the end of the video. But, of course, this being a classified figure, he has all the standard points of articulation that you come to expect. He has that double-jointed elbow that is pinless that's on the newer figures, as you can see. He has a butterfly that is hidden partially by this web gear. And, of course, he has swivel at the wrist. He has the drop-down hips that everybody has, the thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees, and the rocker ankle. I mean, it's playing all the hits, right? So here's the face, and I'll try to get the focus first of all. There we go. So you can see it a little better. So I like that he's a little bit tanner underneath, so possibly either having some sort of ethnicity to him, because I like my figures. I wish they did alternate heads that had, like white, brown, different tones, just so we can have different characters and not the same person underneath the mask every time. And they have done that with some of the figures, and I really appreciate that. But in this case, I imagine they all look the same. But still, very good eye prints, and I have no issues with the type. There's no issues with mine. It looks like everything's printed fine. So there's the head. We'll spin around to the back, of course. You can see it. And that's a little misaligned there, but that'll be fixed when we put the backpack on. And of course, just looking at the back of the figure, nothing too exciting there. Of course, we have that sonar on his hand. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I do like that sonar. I think that's very cool that they put that in. Very nice attention to detail. Of course, being an underwater diver, you need sonar. It's not going to be bright when you're, a couple 100 feet under the water. So yeah, that pretty much is the Cobra eel. Of course, the Cobra eel is not complete unless we include his accessories, which I actually haven't opened yet. Of course, we get the standard G.I. Joe wrapping paper, and I apologize for the noise, folks. Normally I have that prepped, and I just forgot. So, of course, the Cobra eel comes with everything that would make a underwater specialist an underwater specialist, starting with his spear gun, which of course is shared with Torpedo. Only difference is it looks like it's got a gold end on this one, gold spear, and some red rope to hold it on. Otherwise, this is very malleable, so you can either hot water or just do what I'm doing, just bend it. So there's that. Of course, he comes with that same knife that Torpedo came with. Only difference is it's got a red handle and a black blade. He comes with his standard flippers in all black. Finally, he comes with his scuba backpack, and I think I have that upside down. Do I have it upside down? I guess it'd make more sense. Yeah, I did. This is the correct way. And if you want to see that design, there you go. It's got an eel around an anchor with a skull in the background. That is very cool. Very cool indeed. And then, of course, he has his Cobra eel, what makes the Cobra eel, the famous helmet, which even has that cool light on top. Non-functioning, of course. So, that being said, let's go back to the Cobra eel one more time. We're going to get him accessorized, and then we're going to compare him against Torpedo and kind of do some final thoughts on the figure. Okay, we have the Cobra eel fully accessorized with all his accessories, I guess, yeah. Again, I've said it before, I really love when Hasbro makes it so they can hold everything. It just makes me happy. You don't have to put anything in a separate box or a bin. Just everything's on the character. Now, a few things I've noticed putting the figure together. First of all, I wanted to get you a good view of that head with the helmet on. So you can see I really like the antenna on the side of the helmet. Looks very cool. I didn't mention that earlier. Spin him around here so you can kind of see what's going on. I do, the one thing I want to point out, I like that they have these jets here. Now, you wouldn't have to do this necessarily because it's underwater, but they did make, it's kind of hard to see without the light. There are little holes underneath. Let me see if I can use my desk light to kind of show. There are holes inside there that you could plug some of those accessories in to, like, from the pistol blast from some of the figures to kind of make it look like he's underwater and moving. But it's interesting they added that in there. But yeah, he looks very cool, and I'll zoom out again so we can just kind of take a better look at him. Of course, he's got those flippers on. I've said before, you just slide the foot in, and then you hook it over the back of the heel. He's got his knife, and really that's about it. And of course, he's got that spear, and you can put this over the arm should you choose. Okay, so that being said, fully accessorized eel, meet fully accessorized torpedo. Torpedo giving him the hard stare. Now, one thing I noticed it as I was unpackaging the accessories, and I was looking over past the camera at Torpedo when he was off my desk. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Was it on purpose that Torpedo had red flippers, and yet the eel only has black flippers? I'm trying to remember the original eel, and I feel like he came with either all black or all... He came with all black, I think, and I think Torpedo came with gray flippers. I could be wrong. But what do you think about these red flippers actually being on... Well, I tell you what, let's just do it real quick. Let's just see what it looks like. Because I think I would rather have my eels with red flippers. And I know Torpedo's got some red on him as well. But let's just play around. You know, that's part of toys, right? We play with them. And we try to get them to stand up. They're not going to stand up with that rocker ankle turned that way, that's for sure. We'll just set him back against the wall. I was curious, though, because I was like, why wouldn't they make the eel's flippers red? So let's just we'll just put one on, and we'll just kind of decide which one we like more. Here I am saying that you just easily slide these heels in, and here we are having quite the issue getting that over the heel. There we go. So yeah, there's the two flippers side by side. The reds are slightly off. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to take the hilt of the knife. So those reds are definitely the same. And these reds are definitely... They're not. They're not the same color red. But the question is, would it bother you or I if it was sitting on the shelf with the red flipper versus the black? I don't know. I'm kind of partial to the red flipper myself. Wonder why Hasbro did that. Anybody from Hasbro, if you're watching, why did you decide to do black flippers for the eel and red flippers for Torpedo? That would be the question I have. So we'll go ahead and take that off his foot. We'll put his original flipper back on him. You know, I was just kind of curious what it'd look like. Because obviously the black would go fine with either one of them. Oh, I am having a hard time with this guy. And of course we can put both flippers back on. I think I was trying to put the wrong flipper on him. I think that was my problem. That's pretty embarrassing. Sorry about that. But you got the general idea. And then of course we can put Torpedo's flippers back on him, and he's good to go. So with that being said, what do you guys think of the Cobra eel? I gotta admit, I'm glad I have one. I certainly don't need two or more. It's not a figure I would even remotely consider army building. But I think it was a good way for them to quickly get us both Torpedo and the Cobra eel by reusing most of the parts. Speaking of, I guess I didn't cover this, and I just noticed it. The shoulders are different on both these figures. So before I get away, you can see that the shoulders are definitely different. Actually, the forearms are different as well, because he has that communicator, and he has a communicator too, but it's actually a rubber add-on piece versus on the Cobra eel, it's molded on. So they did do some changes. The web gear is obviously different on the two. The helmet versus the rebreather mask is different on the two. And Torpedo has, you know, a few more additional accessory pieces on his thighs versus the eel that just has the knife sheath on the bottom left leg. But yeah, the figure is the same from the torso down, and just with some slack. I guess the belts are different too. And then the legs are the same. So, that being said, Tell me what you think about the Cobra eel. Is it something, did you pick both these figures up? Or are you picking up just Cobras, or are you saying no with them? I'd really be interested in knowing what you think about this figure, because I'm glad I got one. Don't know why I got two, but hey, I have an extra one now. Maybe I can use it for trading. Maybe I can give it away during the giveaway. We'll see. That being said, again, that live stream is going to be happening Sunday, 3 p.m. So if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the bell notification right now. It's set to all notifications. That way you don't miss it. You want a chance at some free stuff, you might as well come and hang out with me, talk toys. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Obviously, we're going to talk about Classified. We're going to talk about maybe some Kickstarters. We're going to talk about, just anything that we all want to talk about. Just have a good old time. Probably, 30, 45, maybe an hour. Not too long, because I want to respect you guys' time. But that being said, you've been watching Coffee with Toys. I'm Mark, and I'll see you later.